Right, October Red Boxing, here with Mr. Wasserman, Mr. Misfits, Mr. Everything.
My favourite name, October Red. It's so cool, such a cool name.
I've actually missed you. I've actually missed speaking to you. I didn't catch you last week, but congratulations on that card.
Catch each other, no, yeah. Which one? The Eubank one or the Lyndon Arthur one?
The Eubank one?
Yeah, the Eubank one was great, yeah. No, Lyndon Arthur was a great card as well. Been busy, back-to-back Channel 5 events, smashing numbers, building those fighters up, and that's a great privilege and pleasure, and what I take pride in, really, is building young guys up and turning them into champions.
We can touch on that, but what I will speak about before we start on this card is your young heavyweight, Maddie Harris.
Oh,
I've got to, yeah.
It's not really changing the subject, because that's exactly what I'm talking about. First pro fight through to where we are now already. It feels like, it was a step up. He was also the nerves, first time live on Channel 5. He's been on Channel 5 before, but live on Channel 5. And a walkout. I mean, I saw on our Instagram page, the walkout, was longer than the fight. And, yes, it wasn't Muhammad Ali he was fighting, but it was still, you've got to take them out. And wow, both hands, big lad. Was he 6'9", 6'10"? It's just, they don't grow on trees when they can move their legs like that and hit with both hands.
Your experience as a promoter, a manager, somebody that has had their head in boxing for a long time. It's never too long.
Oh.
Where do you see Maddie Harris going? What is your plan for him for the future?
I'm not going to rush him. Okay. No need to rush him. Why should I rush him? I think he takes out half the domestic heavyweights now. No, I'm being serious. I really do. But he hasn't got the engine yet. So we're going to have to build the engine for 12 rounders. We can't just say, oh, Matty, he knocks them all out and we'll be over in a round anyway. The boxing don't work like that. So, I want him to have awkward opponents. People will criticise for the opponent choice sometimes. They'll say, well, why did you put me with a stinker? Well, I want him to learn against stinkers. I don't want him to learn against guys who come to fight like the guy on Friday and then get flattened. That's not, of course, we want those. Everyone wants to see that. But to build a fighter, he needs to box short guys, skinny guys, big guys, southpaws, dirty fighters, technicians. That's how you build fighters. When you get the title shot call, whether it's a British title, a European, a world title, it's not Domino's Pizza. It's you're told who to fight if you go the classic way. And given the way that Matty's developing, I can't see Matty being on the list of too many voluntaries. So he'll have to fight his way to a mandatory, and he won't have a choice. It might be a tall, lanky guy with a 4-meter arm reach. Might be a short, stocky fella. He's going to have to I want him to have those experiences as far as is possible. Sometimes you can't find every shape and size, but we'll try. And he's going to have to go through that. He's going to have to go through fights as well where he's not going to look as good as Friday. And we're going to have to explain that's part of the journey.
Fickle fans, and it is often left to the promoters to mop up, to say, look, this is why this happened, that is why that happened. I'm not going to get into you on this week's drug scandals, because they just go, no. It's a wheel of fortune. But what I will ask, and it's a question that the fans want to know,
yeah.
Are we in negotiations for Benn, Eubank, or are you going to go back in for the Liam Smith one?
Well, the Liam Smith is ongoing the whole time. Okay. There was a flirtation around the Benn idea, and I've seen dates reported, yeah. But I can confirm at this moment in time at 2:20 on Wednesday afternoon. I haven't received any written offers, or we're not even at that stage, which speaks a lot. If you think that that date that they're reporting is 8 weeks from now, so we'd have to really get our skates on. No, we've got things to iron out around the Smith fight. Yeah. I've said that all along. It'd be good to get them ironed out.
May I ask, Kalle, there was some reports that the British Boxing Board of Control have said that they'd probably refute Chris Eubank Jr.'s license to fight abroad. Your thoughts on that as a promoter?
You know, well, the British Board of Boxing Control do a fantastic job in certain things, but on this case of Eubank Benn, it's been yeah. I mean, we've basically had results not shown to us where Junior's been sparring for a fight, making weight for a fight. So I'm not going to really go into like how we would approach that if this fight got made. It's too many ifs in there for me to give a solid answer on it. What I would say is we'd have a very strong case.
Interesting to know.
Quite rightly.
It's an interesting topic at the moment with the British Boxing Board of Control. We could talk about that, but I want to move on to KSI. I was saying to his coach earlier that he doesn't seem himself. We're aware of what's happened with the TV program release with the, the racial slur. You could see that he looked quite ashamed up there. His body language was off and he's not his usual self. You're obviously, part of the Misfits. It's a collaboration. Talk about damage, collateral, control, all of that stuff. His actions, your thoughts on that?
I'm not going to comment on what's happened. He's made a very clear statement, and that's what I can say. I can talk about his boxing. We can't condone anything like that, of course, and he's put out his statements. In terms of the boxing and how he's taking this fight, I think the reserved is a little bit down to the type of fight it is. It's not another YouTuber, although I think that he thinks he is, Mr. Fournier. No, he's someone who's got 9-0 pro record, made it to the top 10 of the WBA, and WBA international champion, which I believe Boatsi's holds at the moment or held. So, it's a different type of opponent to face, Temper, isn't it? So the press conferences, I guess, are going to be a bit different. But will they be different after that push? I don't know. Will that respectful, and I know what you're saying, but I think that respectful sort of back, that withdrawnness, not withdrawn, but like. He was more respectful. I mean, he still told him he was going to knock him out. So that, but normally it's, I'm going to knock you out, and I'll tell you exactly how I'm going to knock you out. And that wasn't there. But I think the next press conference after that push, that took him by surprise. And I think that was Fournier sort of making that statement. I'm Daddy Lion, and I'm home now. You young lion, get out of my way. And I think he's back because there's a bit of jealousy there, because he's not really from that YouTube world, but I think he likes that. He likes fame. He likes the bling bling. He likes the nightclubs and all that. And just have to check him out on social media. Mr. Fournier is not shy to that. And I think it's a sort of bit of jealousy. Like, hold on, these guys are doing it, and I think I'm going to go out there and make a statement of it. It's the only words. I kept on asking him, like, what's your motivation? Why are you here? You've sort of been there and done it. You got the box checked. You can tell your grandkids about it, and now you're going to get flattened by KSI.
We love it, Kalle. It's been an absolute pleasure. I will touch on what Misfits will be doing in the professional ranks soon, as Mam's kind of like alluded that we're going to get some kind of real crossover now. So we'll catch up with that next time. I know you've got a queue of people waiting. Always a pleasure. Kalle Sauerland, October Red Boxing.
Thank you very much.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.